my name's Lizzie. Welcome to my channel. Today we are reading from one of my favorite magazines I used to read as a kid. They got a little bit thinner since I was a kid and not as many stories, but that's because you guys have the internet and I didn't have the internet when I was in school at this time. At your age in school, I did have computers coming into the library for the very first time, and they looked very weird. They were big and bulky and the screens were green, and it made these funny noises when you turned it on, like R2, D2, and like white noise when you hit the screen and there's nothing on it. It's just like that shh, a mix of that. And it was loud. And everybody knew when you were trying to get on the internet because it made that noise. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, that's why yours is thinner, because HighLights is the magazine we are reading from. You can access it online. So, this is something you're going to have to ask your parents for because it does cost money. To subscribe to this is about $15 to $20 a year, so you can tell your parents. If they do it online, you get it all year. You can go on the site anytime you want, and then you can get these in the mail. They'll send it right to your house with your name on it, so you get mail in the mailbox every single time you're due for HighLights magazine. If you don't have the money, don't fret, because you can get these at your school library. If your school library doesn't have them, your public library will, so you can check them out. They're going to be a little bit behind, but it's okay. You're eventually going to get this one. Also, if you don't want them sent to your house and you only want to buy them sometimes, you can buy them in the bookstore or at the grocery store in the magazine aisle. Just tell your parents. It's called HighLights. You can ask your English teacher as well. I'm sure they will help you find out a way to subscribe to this magazine. But we are reading one of the stories. It's called Missing Mom on Mother's Day, because we are keeping up with our theme today. I am going to do another video right after this, not about mommies. I'm going to give you a little bit of break from that. We're going to Ranger Rick magazine, also something you can access online that you don't have to get the hard copy, or you can get this sent to your house as well. They're about the same price, $15 to $20 a month. Definitely going to have to ask your parents, or you can keep visiting my channel because I'm going to be reading from these over the next few weeks. And if you like them and you want me to keep doing them, hit the like button below. Let me know and I will keep buying them, and you don't have to buy them at all. You just listen and I'll read it to you and show you the pictures. Okay? I want you to have access. So if you can't afford it, if your parents can't afford it, all you got to do is hit that like button, and I will keep getting these highlights for you, and I will keep reading them to you. Okay? All right, let's get into it. This was the question from, I guess this column is called Ask Arizona, which would be, they seem to be corresponding by what state the child lives in who wrote in. So they wrote in and they said, Mother's Day is always a confusing time for me because my mom is not around. Any thoughts? Confused and Concord. So, let's see what they have to say. I will show you the pictures as well. It says, Dear Confused, I had no idea how confusing Mother's Day could be until something happened during writing club at the library. Our first project was to write mysteries. The next week, we made comic books. That sounds fun. And the third week, our librarian, Mr. Sudick, piled stacks of cookbooks on every table. Yes, my friend Ollie said, grabbing a book of chocolate recipes. This is my kind of cookbook. Me too. Today we're going to write down food memories, said Mr. Sudick. Let's see if the pictures in these cookbooks remind you of anything you especially loved to eat or drink growing up. What did it smell like? Can you remember a time when it made you feel good to cook it or eat it or share it? I started turning the pages of the breakfast cookbook and stopped at a recipe for Belgian waffles. Ooh, I said, this makes me think of the time my dad made fancy blueberry waffles for my 5th birthday, and my parents let me pour my own syrup. Syrup is the best part, said James, a new friend Ollie and I had met at writing club. That's exactly what Cow thought, I giggled. You have a cow? James asked. Arizona's cat is named Cow. Ollie explained. Yep, I know. Cow walked right through the puddle of syrup that I spilled, and our house was covered in sticky paw prints for days. I'm going to write about that. Okay, so Arizona is one of the characters, which I'm assuming is the girl here. Or him standing up, could be. So they're asking Arizona this question. It's not a state, it's actually his name. Okay. So Arizona's writing about when the cat got the paw prints everywhere and he got to pour his own syrup. So now we're getting into another student's story. Chocolate cake, chocolate brownies, Ollie said as he drooled over the pictures. Ooh, Mexican hot chocolate with marshmallows, that's it! I remember the first time I ever played in the snow. We went to this cabin in the mountains, and I was sledding down a hill, and I went flying. That sounds awesome, said James. Yeah, the flying part was pretty cool, said Ollie. But the landing part really wasn't. I was so sad and sore, and my Abula made me some special cinnamon hot cocoa. Now, whenever things get tough for either of us, we make that hot chocolate together. I'm going to write about that. That's cute. James just kept flipping through the books. What's your favorite food memory? I asked. James shrugged. Today we're going to write down food memories. Must have been a reminder from the teacher. Come on, said Ollie. We want to hear about it. James sighed and put down his cookbook and said, Saturday night was always breakfast for dinner night. Ooh, my family did that. My mom used to make the best French toast with apple butter and sizzling turkey bacon on the side. That sounds really good. Yum, I said. How did you start that tradition? But James didn't answer. He just picked up his pen and started to write. Half an hour was up before we knew it, and Mr. Seddick asked for volunteers to share their writing. When it was time to pack up our things, Ollie said, Hey, I just had a genius idea. If we put our waffles, French toast, bacon, and hot cocoa recipes together, we would make an epic Mother's Day brunch for our families. Yes, I shouted way too loudly for being at the library. Probably got shushed. I used to get shushed all the time. I bet my parents will let us have it in the backyard. James slung his backpack over his shoulder. Sorry, I'm booked up that day. Ollie laughed. Do you know the future? We didn't even choose a day yet. James took a deep breath. Actually, he said, my mom doesn't live with me and my dad right now. Oh, are your parents divorced? Said Ollie. It's not that, he said. My mom has to be in prison for a while, and I hardly get to ever see her. I'm sorry, I said. That sounds hard. Really hard, Ollie nodded. My mom isn't around either, and sometimes I miss her so much. Do you live with your dad too? James asked. No, said Ollie. I live with my grandmother. Abula is the best, I said. And she definitely loves parties, said Ollie. How about I bring my grandmother to our brunch and you bring your dad? I guess that could be all right, said James. But I should probably see what my dad says first. Luckily, James's dad said yes. Also, luckily, my parents agreed to have the brunch at our house. Unluckily, they said I have to sweep the patio and help with a humongous garden cleanup first. It was a lot of work, but on the day of the party, the backyard looked fantastic. The food turned out great and everyone had a deliciously good time. Oh, also, James sent his mom a beautiful card that he made, photos from our brunch and his breakfast for dinner memories. He said his mom loved them. So, dear Confused, I realize that not having your mom around has to be extremely tough. The biggest thing I want to say is that there's no right or wrong way for you to feel. Ollie said that it almost always helps him to talk about his feelings with grown-ups and friends he trusts. And James told us that even though his mom wasn't there at the party, it felt good to think about her on Mother's Day. I also want to thank you so much for your letter. It reminds me that it's important to be as kind as possible, because you never really know what other people are going through. Ciao for now, Arizona. So there they are in the library. I think I showed you that. They were looking at the cookbooks, and then there's a picture on this side. Looks like he's making his mom a card to send her, so he can send her that and the memories about his breakfast for dinner. Oh, that's really sweet. Now, as a quick little add-in, I'm going to go over some artwork and poems from kids just like you. I'm going to read the poems for you. Let's start with the Mother's Day one. It says, My Mom's Pants. My mom has a pair of blue pants. She says they were made in France. She wears them. She wants to dance. All around the house we prance. Oh, how I love my mom's pants. I love that. It was written by Jack N., and he's 7 years old from California. Super cute. I would cry if you gave me that. Jack, your mom probably loved that. Then we have a tiger drawing from Ethan Chayuk. Sorry, Ethan. He's from Pennsylvania, and he's 6 years old. He drew the tiger. It is the year of the tiger, so good pick, Ethan. And we got a family of Triceratops by Miles, and he's 6 from Arizona. Look at his Triceratops. That's pretty good. I can't even draw that good. Oh, we have a flower for spring. Oh my God, that's an amazing flower. From Angela Yee? I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce it. She's 9 from California. I mean, that's really good. Look at that flower. She's 9, people. 9. Oh my God. Very good, Angela. I love it. Ooh, an osprey. I really like taking pictures, especially of animals. This is from Wesley Dermott, and he's 10 from Ohio. Future photographer. Very good job. Look at his face. No blurry or nothing. Good job. Then we have a rodeo manager from Luke Thompson. He's 9 from Colorado. He looks very serious, doesn't he? I like his hat. Then we have Olivia Groves from Ohio. She's 9 years old. She drew this cute little picture of space and houses. Like, look at spaceships. And then there's a town and there's a river. Lots of details. I like it. Good job, all my little artists out there and photographers. All right, let's read the rest of these poems. We got a Memorial Day poem. That's right around the corner. It says, Memorial Day poem. And it's by Megan Lewis, and she's from Colorado. It doesn't say an age for this one. We thank them now, though they are not here. Somehow, they will never leave us. And their families, we honor them now for their sacrifice and bravery. Thank you so much for all you do for us, the brave men and women who lost their lives so we could live. Thank you. Megan Lewis, that's very nice. Veterans will really like that. Good job. We have a poem called Spring from Lydia Walker, and she's 9 from Washington. The purple butterfly lands on the dull white daffodil. The delicate insect snacks on fresh nectar. It softly lands on the pink rose. It is like a piece of artwork in the soft wind. That's deep, little Lydia. I like it. All right. And descriptive. Good job. Then we have Teresa Filer she's 7 from Connecticut, and she wrote a poem called Middle Seat. I'm little. I sit in the middle. That's typically terrible, almost unbearable. My seatbelt is tight, not at all light. My sisters yell and shout, I just want to get out. When I'm grown up, I'll sit in the front while my kids in the back riot, and I bask in the peace and quiet. I love that one. That might be my favorite. Teresa, I love you. Your personality shines through that one. I like your sass. I have 4 other no, I do have 5. Let me see if I can count. Rainey, Ricky, Andy, Danielle, and Hannah. I have 5 other siblings. I sat in the middle seat too. I feel you. Then we have one called Wind by Tia Pfeiffer and T. Pfeiffer. They're 10 from Illinois. I'm not sure if it's a male or female. Doesn't matter. Anyway, this is called Wind. He whispers softly through the grass and fields. His big dog paws crunch fallen leaves. He frolics around in our backyards. He looks over the town and sighs contentedly. He howls happily before moving on. Oh, you made Wind into a dog. I like that. T. Oh, you guys are good little writers out there. This makes my heart hurt. You guys are so cute. Keep writing, keep drawing. You're so good out there. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't write a poem or you can't write a book or you can't draw a picture, because you can. Look at kids are doing it all over the place. Let your creativity out. Shine bright like a diamond, like Rihanna says. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Be good to your parents, your teachers. Be nice to your fellow peers in your class. Don't be bullies, and work hard and put your best foot forward. And I will see you next time. Love and light. Bye, guys.